I've just checked out a bike. Let's go for a ride. This is a one-way street the other way, but you'll notice that the paving says that bicycles can go this way. And actually, this feels really safe because if anyone's in any of these parked cars, they'd see me coming before they open their doors. I'd much rather be riding this way than the other way. So we're approaching the boulevard that goes along the Seine, and here we're in a little side road, I guess you'd call it. Notice the paving on the street that shows that bikes are allowed here. And at intersections, you see that same marking, like so. And up here, this is kind of neat. I haven't seen too much of this, but here they actually have it paved as a bike lane within the sidewalk area. Here, it becomes a bike lane on the road. I feel very, very safe in this lane. Not sure why, but I do. Somebody's behind me ringing their bell. Bus lanes are probably the most common bike lane in Paris, because they have bus lanes on almost every street, it seems, or at least any street with a bus. And you see these bicycle symbols in the bus lane, and taxis can also use it, of course, as you can see. Tour buses don't use this lane, the city buses use it. But this feels pretty safe because regular drivers can't use this lane. And I feel okay with the fact that the only vehicles that are going to be sharing this lane with me are professionals, bus drivers and taxi drivers. And so I like that. Here it's directing, see it says no bikes there, it's directing us onto here and wants me to bicycle on the sidewalk. That's because we're approaching the Place de la Concorde. Pretty heavy traffic there, so they want us to be on the sidewalk. Prohibition against bicycling in the streets here, and the motorists do respect you. There's no marked bike lane. You can still bicycle on the street. Cobblestones do make it a little bumpy, and turning left might be kind of hard, but I looked and there happened to be timed perfectly. That was good. I've only had one instance where I actually behaved poorly and had a motorist nearly run into me and blow their horn. This will be fun. Over here. light traffic today, which helps. It's not always this light, believe me. I can get away without stopping at red lights, but I'm going to stop here. Let's see. Guess I'll take us into really downtown Paris, if you can call it that. It's near the Louvre and the Ritz-Carlton and the other fancy hotels. And we'll do a little driving around here. Well, we're about to be passed by one of those electric cars that you can rent by the hour. There's another one right there. Very common here. Love it. It's a little more complicated than renting a bicycle, however, because you have to, you know, submit proof of driver's license and stuff before you can get the account to check out a car just by showing up. Here's another bike lane. Bus lane, bike lane. There's bike markings through this intersection, which going through a red light, but as I say, you can get away with it. This is a bike lane next to parked cars and somebody parking in it, but this feels pretty safe too, because it's so wide. I'll go around this guy. Oh, he's turning right, so I'll go on this side of him. The pedestrians are treated very well. They have lots of well-marked crosswalks, which are honored, and with green lights. Oh, we're about to pass another one of these rental cars that you can rent by the hour. See how numerous they are. Very distinctive body and make, so you can always tell them from a distance. So this is really quite a pleasant way to ride through Paris. You do have to pay attention, but not as much as you would if you were driving in New York City streets, which I've done many years in the past. There's another rental bike, distinctive gray or light tan color. Red light. I think I'll go this way. Traffic is sort of suggests that maybe I should go this way. I'm gonna put out my arm and veer left here. And a tour bus. See the green bike sign in the middle of the bus lane. That's where the signs usually are instead of over by the curb. And at one red light, I noticed that all 3 car lanes had the green box with a bicycle symbol in it at the stop line, saying that it was fine for bicycles to be in all 3 lanes, which I thought was interesting. It's not like there's that many bicyclists in Paris, although quite a few. Here's another rental bike. It seems the majority of bikes you see on the street are these little rental bikes. Well, I shouldn't call them little. They weigh a lot because they're very sturdy, and they have a mechanism, a locking mechanism that slides into the parking stations, and each bike has a specific address in the system, so that when I take out a bike, it knows which bike I've taken out, records that at that station, and records the time I took it out. And then when I return it anywhere in the city, it knows that I returned it. And did I return it within 30 minutes? It's a street sweeper. And if I return it within 30 minutes, it's free. I paid €8 for a month of unlimited usages of the bike, and as long as each usage is under 30 minutes, I don't pay any extra. If it's over 30 minutes, I pay €1 for the next 30 minutes. But I've been setting my timer on my cell phone to go off after 25 minutes, so that I'll just park the bike and walk around. In fact, I see a bike parking station over here, so I'm just gonna park the bike here, walk around. They require a minimum of 10 minutes between rentals, and there, I just logged in. The light will turn green and beep twice, and now I can walk away.
I just ordered a Haagen-Dazs ice cream cone, coffee cone, and they have, like the McDonald's I visited earlier, their dining room is upstairs. And like the McDonald's, they have a TV program going and big window seats looking out. By the way, there's another TV. There is no smoking in indoor restaurants, which is why they continue, probably one reason why they continue to have outdoor seating at every restaurant. I don't think they do it here because the storefront is so small, they don't have room for outdoor seating. The cafe next door has outdoor seating, so they have smokers.
Okay, here we are in a bus lane. No cobblestone, so it's nice and smooth. One thing that I noticed as an American here is that the bicyclists almost never wear helmets, And there's no even suggestion of wearing a helmet at this bike rental system. And at least I didn't notice it. Maybe it's in the French somewhere. But all the motorcyclists wear helmets. So sort of the opposite of Denver, where you see most motorcyclists not wearing helmets and most bicyclists wearing helmets. A little different here. These are 3-speed bikes. You probably hear the clicking now and then. They're almost like automatics. You hardly have to, it's not as finicky as some. And it doesn't use a standard derailleur, which would be subject to adjustment. Virtually every bike I've taken out has, the shifter has been working well. I think they're called hub shifters, where it's inside the hub. This is the Opera. Famous landmark here. 10 euros just to tour the place. Must be lots to see inside. Certainly is lots to see on the outside. Let's head back down this way. Another paved street. So many streets here are cobblestone, and they are kind of hard on the body and hard for taking videos that aren't bouncy. Yeah, this is really nice bicycling here. So I've pretty much shown you all the different kinds of bike situations that you can encounter. Most of them pretty comfortable. I must say, very impressed. Let's go down here. Just wandering aimlessly through Paris is kind of fun. And it's nice that I'm not terrorized while I'm bicycling, so that I can't be a tourist and just look at scenes. No bike lane on this one. It is a two-way street, and you just count on bicyclists, on cars, which you can, being considerate of you. Straight ahead across this street, you see all those electric cars at their own checkout stanchion. There's 5 places here, and all 5 are taken. Oh, here she's got a subscription and she's taking her car. I'm taking a video of you. This is very convenient. You like these cars? Yeah, a lot of people use them, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
For Paris, it's perfect.
For Paris, yeah. For one thing, you have a parking space.
Yes.
Whoops. And you can reserve the car. Yeah.
My telephone.
And then you can also reserve the station to park in when you come back, right? Yeah, that's great.
I have 1 hour and a half to get it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Great. Bye-bye. Okay, so continuing here. They really paint the streets like it says moto right here for motorcycles, payant for paying. You go to the sidewalk stanchion and buy a receipt, put it on your dashboard. And then the orange ones which say livraison, that means delivery, and that's for trucks or cars who are making deliveries, and that works out pretty well. Things are pretty well functioning here in terms of transportation. Okay, well, here's a Starbucks right here on the left. Wonder if they'll accept my Starbucks card. Let's see. You can see over there across the intersection beyond that Porsche is another bicycle stand for checking out these bikes. I'm going to be heading back home, leading to my flat that I rented. Okay. The funny thing is, these traffic lights are only on the near side of the intersection. So if you don't stop at the stop line or behind the stop line, you're not going to see when the light turns green. And you might mistake a light across the way, which is red, as referring to you, when in fact you have a green light. So that helps keep the cars from blocking the crosswalks. I'm sure that they block the crosswalk. I can't see when the light turns green. I'm gonna go this way. Taxi, it says taxi on the pavement. See here, this traffic light is at this side of the stop line or a crosswalk, and there is no light on the other side. So I'm just going to have to go. Look both ways. Here's another bicycle stand on the right. McDonald's. Starbucks on the left. Not big signs though. That's frowned upon, I can tell. No big golden arches here. Here we are at the Louvre. Oh, here's one more different kind of bike lane. This is one that's separated with the parking lane outside and separated by a half-meter wide curb that would protect you from being hit by a passenger door opening. I like that. Well, that's it. That's Jeanne d'Arc. Joan of Arc up there on her horse. Some bikes going the wrong way on the bike path. They're renters too, but it's wide enough for us, so no big deal. If I needed to go that direction, I'd do the same thing. So this is Rue de Rivoli next to the Tuileries Gardens, and just a great bike lane. I mean, really, it doesn't get much better than this. Away from the parked cars and the moving cars and the buses. Pretty cool. bump up here. Oh, okay. Hotel. Excuse me. Now I want to show you something really cool that has nothing to do with bicycling. See that building straight ahead? It's not a building. It's painted plywood or canvas or something. The building that it is shielding is under construction, and so they build these painted facades to obscure the construction site, which is pretty neat. Where the Ritz of Paris is, the Place de Vendôme, the tower there is being reconstructed, and they have a square box around it with the tower. It's you'd think it was the actual tower, but no, it's a square box with the full-size tower painted on it. Now, I don't know what this building straight ahead looks like, but the cover certainly looks nice, doesn't it? When those covers have advertisements on it, there's a little sign that says that this advertisement is paying for the renovation. So they sell advertising on it to help pay for the renovations. Also pretty cool. Okay, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to stop recording now and head for cover.